What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we dive into another deck that I put together playing some cards that are across from Brothers War as well as other sets in MTG Arena. And today we're diving into an Izzet Artifacts ramp style deck, trying to play big creatures in the deck, things like Portal to Phyrexia, things like Cityscape Leveler, as well as even playing the big version of Skitter Beam Battalion. This is another card that I kind of want to try out and see how I like it. Upside of this card is that you can play for 5 and get the 4 and get the 2/2 side of it and get 3 2/2s out of it for 5 mana, or if you can pay the 9 mana, you get then 3 4/4s, which is definitely very good. And the goal of the deck, like I said, is to do a lot of ramping. Our one main ramp spell on turn 1 that we can get out is a Moonsnare Prototype, which then turns all our untapped artifacts into possibly colorless mana, which is definitely very good. We have other ways of generating Power Stones with Thrawn Spider, which when it comes to battlefield, you and your opponent both gain a tap Power Stone token. You can then dig with 7, look at top 4 cards of our library. You can reveal an artifact card among them, put it into our hand, put the rest in the bottom of our library in any random order. We have Karn here as a way to maybe negate some of the damage that we may be getting dealt. Also creating Power Stone tokens with the +1 ability. So just overall, like I said, it's just a let's go big kind of artifact style deck. We do have some ways to disrupt what our opponent's doing, but nonetheless, it's definitely a fun deck to try out. I'm going to dive into some games, kind of see how the deck plays, and we'll kind of go from there. We're on the play. I think our hand's good. I mean, it looks like a typical Grixis hand, so I mean, I'm going to start with Xander's Lounge, and then I have Bankbuster or Make Disappear, depending on what our opponent's playing. We'll make that decision. Both of them are definitely not bad, plays in this position, just because, depending on what our opponent's playing, we could counter, or we just get a Bankbuster out and we just get pressure out on the battlefield. So both are net positives, I think, for us. All right, our opponent had a mulligan. We will play our Xander's Lounge, and we'll say go. Looks like a red-white deck of some sort. So I think we'll kind of sit back. I mean, I'm not sure if they're aggro, if they're a mid-range, or like a aggro deck or a control deck. So definitely kind of one of those, not sure what we should do. They may try to fire off their own Bankbuster. We're not going to allow them to get that card just because they're going to try to get a treasure from that, so we'll make Disappear. And then we'll fire our own Bankbuster. And we'll get our 2/2 on the battlefield, allowing us to ramp up. So it looks like they're Invoke Justice style deck. They're trying to get big things in their graveyard to then cheat it out for a turn early. So definitely, I think one of those things that we want to make sure we have answers for. I think we kick the fires out. I think we kick the I mean, Brotherhood's End could be interesting, but I think we get rid of that and we draw 2 fresh cards. Yeah, that's probably a good card to have. And we'll draw and we'll go in for 2 if they allow it. They may have a way to maybe instant speed draw a card, but they allow us to get the treasure, which is definitely very good. And then we will follow up with another Fable, allowing us to dig a little bit deeper into our deck. And then just putting pressure on our opponent that way. I'm not sure what else they could have, but they're playing slow. We have a Make Disappear open here, so if they tap out, we can Make Disappear. They could have Wandering Emperor as a possibility. We'll counter that. Yeah, we'll counter the spell, and I guess they don't want to play against us then because they're behind. And we even have a third Make Disappear, so in case they have a way to cheat. Hey, if you're liking the deck, I have it linked down in the description below if you want to check it out. And if you're also liking the video, remember to hit that like button. Definitely helps out the channel. With that being said, let's get back into the next game. We'll go first. Hand is good. Downside is we didn't get a blue on the play that we can play on the battlefield and get Moonsnare Prototype out, so we'll have to play that on turn 2, depending on what we draw. But we'll play this on the battlefield tapped, get this out of the way, just because then the rest of our mana that we have is untapped. So Grixis of some sort. Sure. We'll just play Moonsnare. And then if we can get an artifact or something out of the battlefield, we can then use it to tap for 4 mana. But I think we just keep the pressure on, because I mean we're in a good spot here. That now they have to deal with the 2/2 if they want to, or deal with the enchantment. Nothing in the graveyard, so like whatchamacallit's not great here to dig deeper to find their answer. But they're playing Grixis. They just got fancy lands. Blast Zone, interesting. So they're gonna Blast Zone stuff. Nothing. I discard anything? I don't have a good way to get that back. I don't know if Fires is gonna be good in this matchup, so maybe Fires is like the only card that's a little awkward. That's actually really good. Can we attack in first and see what happens? See what if they play anything? But they're gonna allow us to ramp, which is pretty sweet. So now we technically have 4 mana. We'll play Karn. If they allow it. I mean, they could have Disruption here. And they allow it. Nice. So create a Power Stone token, which is sweet. And now they can answer Karn if they have something. Might Stone, Weak Stone's very good here. Fires for enough, but we still get the Power Stone. So now we can tap our treasure, use that. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana on the battlefield. We can do Might Stone, Weak Stone, which could be good. Interesting. They didn't do anything there. Go to combat? I mean, I feel like I don't want to play into whatever they're going to try to do here. Alright, they're at 16. We'll auto pay. And just tap the treasure. And draw 2. And we have 2 mana open in case they make disappear. Alright. And we'll draw 2. Sweet. And we get a land. Even better. Maybe another Fires? They're going to put a charge counter. So what are they charging up for? What would they charge up for here if I was them? Sure. And we'll just bounce that back. Play it again. But I think we go big and just go 9/9. Right? And we have mana open to copy it. I mean, it's not going to do anything with the copy, but might as well. And that's 16. And Arena's been weird. We're just slowly sticking. All right, good for us. If you're liking the content on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps out a lot. Also, if you want to go the extra mile, you can simply click the join button. You can join the channel and become a member for as little as $1. That will also help support the channel. Now back to the next game. Opponent goes first. Hand's okay. Could be better, but it's okay. So we'll keep. Got to get the Xandair Lounge out of the way. But we have Bankbuster. We have stuff, right? Like it's not like we don't have stuff, so definitely not the worst hand, but we definitely need to draw a land here in one of our turns. And they're just gonna go into just dealing 2 and maybe following up with a no other creature. Okay. We'll get our Bankbuster out. I think that's a fine play. I mean, I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, but I do think if they invest into something, sure. Which is not a bad play for them, right? They put pressure on the battlefields. We'll play the Shivian Reef. Will Brotherhood end here so they can't continue to put stuff on the battlefields? So we kind of slow them down for the turn. Mishra is kind of a problem, but not the worst problem. Next turn we could, like... Alright. Shieldred. Shieldred. You know it's coming. It's fine. We'll play this. And... No, I don't want to... We'll get a creature on the battlefield, so now, you know, they can't get a free attack in if they want to. Sure. They have a cut down. I think I'll take 2 points of damage here. I'm not going to discard. We'll decline. That will pretty much only deal 3. Let's see if they block. If they block, then that's not bad for us. Oh my god, this is going to be the end of me. Sure. They may power up, which is a play that they can do. That's fine. I think we have enough to kick. I know I'm going to take a little bit here, but I think that's a fine play, so I can get rid of it. You can't tap itself down to pump it. It doesn't work that way. I think land's okay. We're going to take a little bit of a hit here just because we're going to have to go through an attack step. Not sure if there's stick or if the arena's just being weird today. Alright, we're going to take 2. It's fine. I think we have enough. Let me just attack first. They have another cut down? No. We'll tap. We'll destroy their Shieldred. And we'll end turn. I mean, we kind of maybe gave them mana for... We're going to possibly kill our creature. Sure. They have 3 mana open. They're tapping 1 colorless for... They can't cast creatures with it. It's non-artifact spells. So it's got to be... It's like pay abilities and it's artifact spells. You can't play like a Liliana with it. or something like that. Underdog's fine. Why? I just want to draw a card. Okay, we're going to draw another card. Because our deck is just, let's just play all the same stuff. Sweet. We'll destroy the underdog, so they have to pay life, and in theory, it's a pay 10. Or it's like, you know, dealing 10 to them, because they'll have to pay the life in order to then redo. And if they decide to, like, invoke, then... Liliana. Sure.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
I can unearth it, I guess. That's fine.
Haven't you ever
Karn's
had a
cool.
personal space?
You can get rid of the Liliana.
With friends.
Now they can't underdog here. Because now they're at 2. They have to gain a little bit of life. But they do have invoked mana. And we're tapped down technically because auto tap would be like that sometimes. So this is technically a good matchup. Like a pretty good matchup. I think the Karns Live in Legacy is maybe the play. Gex. Alright. Well. Play the Shivian Reef. Colorless. 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 And we will play. You can get that out of the way. And we'll have another one. End turn. Can they do anything with what we got on the battlefield is the question. Good game. It was a pretty good game, I would say, overall. And I don't think they can actually cast the underdog and kill themselves because the game... Oh, the game's going to allow them to. Okay. I think that was definitely a close game. And we are back. So, I mean, overall, the games went pretty well. We were able to use Leveler to its fullest ability. The Mightstone, Waitstone kind of helps a bit for the mana ramp and also possible card advantage. I think the one downside to the deck is maybe the 2-of removal that we have in the deck. I don't know if Fires is a great card to have in the deck, though it is not terrible in some circumstances, just depending on what our hand size is. That's the one dependency that was with it and was a little bit awkward in some of the games. I like the Brotherhood's End as a way to just kind of wipe the battlefield, restart fresh, especially against more aggressive decks. I think it's a pretty sweet add. On top of that, if you're up against other artifact decks and maybe you haven't established your artifacts, it's another great card to, you know, just play a couple copies of if you're looking for some sort of cheaper board wipe removal in the sense that you can destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less, or deal 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker for 3 mana, which is definitely pretty sweet. But still, nonetheless, we got wins out of the deck. We were able to, you know, overwhelm our opponents with the various cards that we were playing. We didn't get to see any Portal Phyrexia shenanigans happening in our games, but we were able to kind of ramp up, get city-state levelers, get the battalions out at their more expensive costs overall, and just kind of do pretty well against the meta that we played against. But with that being said, if you like the deck, it's definitely a deck to check out. I would say it's okay. It's pretty competitive. It's not maybe as good as some of the other mid-range decks as we are. I would say maybe lacking black cards in the deck, like some spot removal spells that would make the deck maybe that much better. Maybe getting rid of like a couple Fires and add in like a couple Infernal Grasp and or Go for the Throats. I think that I could see that happening as we do play a little bit of splash of black mana. Maybe we could add in a swamp or two as well if that's something you're looking for, and maybe drop some of the Roadside Reliquaries, as that card didn't seem very effective in the games that we did play. But still, nonetheless, it's definitely a sweet deck. I think you could play, you can make some adjustments to it and definitely tweak it so it fits better in a best of one meta. For the most part, I do think there's still a little bit of fine tuning that could happen to the deck to make it that much better. But with that being said, if you like the deck, it will be linked down in the description below. If you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps out a lot. And if you're new here, you want to post new videos like this one here on the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.